Have you ever wondered how people with primitive tools could cut granite? These stone blocks weigh hundreds of tons, yet they are fitted together so tightly that not even a knife blade can slip between them. Strange, isn't it? History textbooks claim that ancient builders had nothing more than copper chisels and hemp ropes. But when we see drilling marks that cannot be replicated even with modern diamond drills, it becomes hard to believe the official version. Is it really just a coincidence that similar technologies are found in Peru, Egypt, and Japan, even though these civilizations were separated by thousands of kilometers and thousands of years? Today, we set out on a journey to 6 of the most mysterious places on the planet. Archaeologists have argued about these sites for decades, but today we will try to separate mysticism from real facts. Get ready, because what you are about to learn may completely overturn your understanding of humanity's past. Our first stop is the island of Java in Indonesia. For centuries, local people came to Mount Gunung Padang to pray to the spirits of their ancestors, believing it to be nothing more than a sacred hill with old stones scattered on its summit. Everything changed in 2010, when geologists arrived not to pray, but to work. They began scanning the ground with ground-penetrating radar, hoping to study the region's seismic activity. But the instruments revealed something shocking. Beneath layers of soil and grass lay not an ordinary hill, but a gigantic man-made structure. When scientists conducted radiocarbon analysis on organic material found between the stones at a depth of 30 meters, the results forced them to double-check their equipment. The test showed an age of around 20,000 years. To understand the scale of this, these were the times of the Deep Ice Age, when mammoths still roamed the earth, and there was still 15,000 years to go before the construction of the Egyptian pyramids. This discovery instantly exploded across the internet, because it shattered the familiar picture of the world. According to official science, people 20,000 years ago were simple hunter-gatherers who lived in caves and huts. They physically could not have organized construction on such a scale, because they had neither states nor agriculture to feed an army of workers. Fans of alternative history immediately declared that Gunung Padang was proof of the existence of Atlantis or another highly developed civilization that perished during a global flood. After all, who else could have possessed the technology to create the world's oldest pyramid, if not a forgotten race of giants or aliens who taught our ancestors? However, reality turned out to be somewhat more prosaic, but no less fascinating. When emotions subsided, geologists explained the nature of these mysterious stone blocks. They are so-called columnar basalts, a phenomenon that occurs when lava in a volcanic vent cools and cracks into perfect hexagonal columns. In other words, nature itself cast the bricks for this pyramid, not an alien factory. But the most surprising thing lies elsewhere. Ancient people really did find this place and, without having complex technology, managed to transport thousands of these massive columns to reinforce slopes and create terraces. This was not construction from scratch, but a monumental reshaping of the natural landscape. The main mystery here is not lasers or lost machines, but sociology. How could tribes of hunter-gatherers unite and work together for centuries toward a single goal, without kings, overseers, or centralized power? In Indonesia, people used what nature gave them, simply moving ready-made stones. But what we encounter next can no longer be explained by nature alone. We travel to India. Welcome to the state of Maharashtra, to the Kailasa temple. When you see this structure for the first time, your mind refuses to understand how it was made. Normally, buildings are constructed from the bottom up: foundation, walls, roof. But here everything is reversed. This temple, as tall as a 9-story building, is not assembled from blocks. It is entirely carved out of a single massive rock, from top to bottom. Imagine a sculptor who takes a stone and removes everything unnecessary to reveal a statue. Now imagine that this statue is an enormous complex with columns, halls, elephant sculptures, and intricate carvings, where every detail is part of the same monolith. To create this wonder, workers had to carve out and remove 200,000 tons of volcanic rock. If loaded onto freight trains, the convoy would stretch for 40 kilometers. And the most astonishing thing is that the architects had no margin for error. If a stonemason accidentally chipped off the nose of an elephant statue, it could not be repaired or replaced. The entire temple would have been ruined forever. Official inscriptions state that the temple was completed in just 18 years in the 7th century of our era. This is where the mathematics drives researchers mad. Dividing 200,000 tons by 18 years means that workers had to extract and remove around 30 tons of stone every single day, without breaks, without holidays, in rain and heat. And this does not even include the time required for planning and fine carving. Many believe this could not have been accomplished with picks and hammers. Online theories range from lost technologies and giant machines to sound capable of softening stone or even alien lasers. But the real explanation lies not in extraterrestrial intervention, but in brilliant organization of labor. Engineers explain that the secret of speed was vertical excavation. Workers did not need to lift heavy stones upward as in pyramid construction. Gravity worked in their favor, and debris was simply dropped down. As for tools, ancient craftsmen used steel wedges. They drilled holes in the rock, inserted dry wooden wedges, and poured water over them. The wood swelled and split the stone with tremendous force, precisely along the desired line. But the most important resource ancient rulers possessed was people. Thousands of stonemasons worked in shifts around the clock, turning the rock into a masterpiece. Kailasa is not a monument to forgotten technologies, but to human perseverance and discipline, which can sometimes be more powerful than any laser. This temple stood in plain sight for centuries, astonishing pilgrims. But the next structure remained hidden from humanity beneath a layer of water, until it was accidentally noticed by a lone diver searching for sharks. We moved to Japan, to the westernmost point of the country, the island of Yonaguni. In 1986, diving instructor Kazuhiro Aratake descended into these waters in search of hammerhead sharks. Instead, he discovered a massive stone formation on the seabed that took his breath away. Before him rose a gigantic structure resembling a stepped pyramid or fortress. He observed perfectly flat terraces, sharp right angles that looked unmistakably artificial, and formations resembling a road curving around the monument. The size is staggering, 150 meters long and 40 meters wide. When news reached the mainland, the world began talking about a Japanese Atlantis. The problem is that this city lies underwater. Sea levels here were that low only during the last ice age, around 10,000 years ago. If this structure is man-made, it would be older than the Egyptian pyramids and Sumerian cities by thousands of years. Supporters of the lost civilization theory link it to the legendary continent of Mu. Geologists offer a different explanation. The formation consists of sandstone and mudstone, which naturally fracture along straight lines under tectonic stress. Strong underwater currents removed softer material, leaving sharp edges and terraces. What we see is the result of natural forces. Yet even skeptics admit one nuance. Nature may have created the foundation, but ancient people likely modified it, carving passages and leveling platforms. The truth lies somewhere in between. A masterpiece created by nature and humanity together. Water keeps secrets, but sometimes the earth hides them even better. In Turkey, a farmer renovating his basement discovered a tunnel leading to one of the largest underground cities in the world, Derinkuyu. This city descends 18 levels underground and could shelter up to 20,000 people with their livestock. It had everything: schools, churches, wine cellars, oil presses, and ventilation shafts extending deep underground. This was not a refuge from aliens, but from war. Romans, Arabs, and Mongols raided these lands for centuries. The volcanic rock was easy to carve underground and hardened upon exposure to air, making it ideal for defense. When enemies approached, entire populations vanished beneath the surface. This was not a monument to fear, but to survival and ingenuity. In the Pacific Ocean lies a place locals call the City of the Dead. On the island of Pohnpei stand the ruins of Nan Madol, a city built directly on water. 92 artificial islands made of basalt columns, each weighing up to 50 tons. The total stone volume rivals the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Despite lacking metal tools or wheels, the builders transported these massive stones across jungles and swamps. Legends speak of magic and levitation. Scientists found the answer in logistics. Stones were floated on rafts, lifted using inclined planes and levers. But the true purpose of Nan Madol was chilling. It was a golden cage. Local chiefs were forced to live there, entirely dependent on the ruler for food and water. Architecture became a tool of absolute control. We return once more to Egypt, to the Serapeum of Saqqara. Underground galleries contain 24 massive granite sarcophagi, each weighing up to 100 tons. Their surfaces are polished to optical precision, with perfect right angles. All of them were sealed. And all of them were empty. No one knows how these colossal containers were transported through narrow tunnels, rotated at sharp corners, lowered into niches, and sealed with 30-ton lids without modern machinery. Even today, replicating this feat would be an engineering nightmare. We have traveled across continents and epochs. These structures challenge our understanding of what ancient humans were capable of. It is easy to attribute everything to magic or aliens. It is harder, but far more important, to recognize the truth. Ancient people were not primitive. They lacked modern technology, but they possessed time, patience, discipline, and a purpose powerful enough to unite generations. Perhaps we did not lose ancient technologies. Perhaps we simply forgot what humans are capable of when guided by belief rather than algorithms. History still holds many secrets. And this was only the beginning.